Okay. So as I've told you before also that today you need to do what is it? Today you need to revise prefix summary. I've told you in the class also. And I hope everyone has revised prefix sum and all. Okay. So let's start with a very nice problem. Okay. And I guess Max is there in the class ka? No, it's not. Fine. Okay. Let's start with the very basic problem. Problem says that you are given an array, okay, of integers obviously. Uh, this array can have positive, negative integers both, like 6, 2, minus 3, 4, 5, minus 3, minus 5, and let's say 2, and let's say minus 2, let's say 6. Okay, let's say this is your array. You want to find the longest subarray whose subarray sum is 0. Like if we take this case, this subarray sum is 0. So length is 2 here. But if we see, even even this subarray is also having sum as 0. See, minus 3 plus 4. So minus 5 plus 5 cancel. Minus 3 minus 3 minus 6. 4 plus 2 6. So that also becomes 0. So this subarray is also 0. And length is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So here length is 6. Here length is 2. There will be other options, I guess. Yeah, even this too. This subarray is also having sum as 0. देखो ये यहाँ तक तो 0 था ही. 2 and minus 2 भी 0 हो गया. So इसका लेंथ है 8. So you want to return, you have to return longest subarray, longest length of subarray whose subarray sum is 0. So in this case our answer will be 8. I hope this problem statement is clear to everyone. So longest subarray with sum 0. Let me share the problem link in the chat. Try these problems. Okay, let's see how many of you can do. Don't think about time complexity. Think about how would you solve. Think about approaches. Okay. I hope everyone is able to understand the problem statement, right? Anyone have any doubt in this problem statement? कुछ भी किसी को भी डाउट हो सकता है. Even let's read this. It's exact same problem statement. And if you see for the first case, answer is 5 because this subarray is the longest subarray whose subarray sum is 0 and that is of length 5. Similarly here there are no subarrays with subarray sum 0, so answer is 0. Similarly here, same thing. This subarray is having subarray sum as 0, length is 5. Even this subarray has subarray sum as 0. But if you notice, this is of length 3 and this is of length 5. So you have to return the longest length. That is 5. So 5 would be your answer. I hope problem statement is clear. It's 9:40. I will give you 5 minutes or let's say 4 minutes to think around. We'll discuss it at 9:44. किसी को कोई अप्रोच आ रहा है क्या? कोई भी आइडिया? चलो डिस्कस करते हैं। बताओ इसको क्या क्या आइडियाज है? लेट मी ऐड इनटू द शीट। ओके। हम्म। बताओ किसी को कुछ आइडियाज आया क्या? ओके। हम्म। हम्म। आर यू श्योर अबाउट दैट नेगेटिव सम? थिंक अबाउट इट क्लियरली। थिंक अबाउट इट। ओके। Now let's try to do it with the help of ticker. Now let's try to do it with the help of prefix sum. As I told you, today class will be comprising of prefix sum only. So let's try it with the help of prefix sum. If I form a prefix sum of it, it will be 6, 8, 5, then 9, then 14, uh, 14 minus 11, 6, then 8, then 6, then 12. Okay, let's try to notice something. This is a prefix sum which I formed here. Okay, ठीक है समझते हैं इस चीज़ को लेकर। If you notice, if you notice, यहाँ तक का सम कितना है? फ्रॉम जीरो से लेके टिल दिस एलिमेंट व्हाट इज द सम? 6। यस और नो? एंड इफ यू नोटिस अगेन, यहाँ स्टार्टिंग से लेके यहाँ तक का भी सम कितना है? 6। सो इफ आई वांट टू कैलकुलेट प्रीफिक्स सम हियर, इट विल बी ऑब्वियसली यहाँ तक का प्रीफिक्स सम, दैट इज लेट्स से प्रीफिक्स सम 1। सो प्रीफिक्स सम 1 प्लस जो बीच का गैप है, गैप लेट्स से प्लस x is will be here prefix sum 2. But if you notice, prefix sum 1 is also 6. You want to find x, and prefix sum 2 is also 6. It means that यहाँ का sum overall is 0. If you see from the formula, x is equal to 0. अगर हम इसको वैसे भी देखें, ये वाला sum मैंने 0 बोला. If we see by that way also, this sum is coming 0. Yes or no? ये sum 0 आ रहा है? Okay. Let's think of another thing. कुछ और सोचते हैं. चलो ठीक. ये पार्ट सबको समझ में आया? इतना पार्ट सबको समझ में आया क्या? ओके, नाउ लेट्स टॉक अबाउट दिस. यहाँ का सम 8 है एंड सम टिल हियर इज आल्सो 8. व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय दैट? If sum till here is 8 and if sum till here is also 8, it means that sum in between is 0. Same formula. Let's say यहाँ का prefix sum is prefix sum 1 and let's say here total prefix sum is prefix sum 2. So it's obvious prefix sum 1 plus बीच का sum, let's say 8x, is equal to prefix sum 2. Prefix sum 1 is 8, prefix sum 2 is also 8, x is 0. So can you observe one thing? कुछ ऑब्जर्व हो रहा है तुम लोग को? व्हाट डू ऑब्जर्व हियर? बताओ क्या ऑब्जर्व कर पा रहे हो? एग्जैक्टली. इफ माई प्रीफिक्स सम टिल हियर is same as my prefix sum till here, it means that बीच का एलिमेंट का सम 0 है. That's why my prefix sum is 8 and that's why here prefix sum is also 8. ये चीज़ हम लोग को वी आर एबल टू ऑब्जर्व इट क्लियरली. Now, how is it going to help us to solve the problem? Okay. पहले मुझे बताओ चीज़ क्लियर करो कि everyone is able to understand this now. किसी को इस चीज़ पर कोई भी डाउट है? Anyone having any doubts at this point? Tanisha, Brinda, what about you guys? Okay, you are also able to understand, right? Great. Fine. Okay. Now let me remove everything and let me talk how we can do. Okay. Okay. If you notice, my prefix sum is 6 here. Suppose I am at this index and my prefix sum is 6 here. And if I get any index whose prefix sum is 6, let's say we are having two indexes whose prefix sum is 6. It means that sum from here till here is 0 and sum from here till here is also 0. Yes or no? Okay. Prefix sum has 6 है. Here also you are having prefix sum 6. It means that बीच का element, the elements which are in between are having some 0. Same goes with this case also. Now I want to ask you, which subarray will you pick? Will you pick this subarray from here till here, or will you pick this subarray? Which subarray will you pick? One or two? Obviously two, because you want to find the longest subarray. You want to find the longest length of subarray. So for each element, for each prefix sum, you are going to store its first index only. So what I am going to say, it means that there is no point of storing the index of this 6 because it is useless for us. For any 6, suppose 6 comes here. So I will have a subarray from here. If suppose in between I get a prefix sum 6 here, I will not form a subarray with this, or I will not form a subarray with this, or I will not form a subarray with this. I will form my subarray from this 6 only. Same goes with all the elements. So from here, you are having a point that for each prefix sum or for each value of a prefix sum, you want to know first index of that because only that is a point. जैसे कि let's take an example. Let's understand it more clearly कि मैं क्या करना चाह रहा हूँ. Okay, I'm going to have an array. Okay, I'm going to have a map basically, which will store indexes of each prefix sum. So here comes 6, index is 0, 6 comma 0. Here comes 8, 8 comma 1. Here comes 5, 5 comma 2. Here comes 9, 9 comma 3, 14 comma 4, 11 comma 5. And here comes 6. So should I store the index of it? No, I won't. Because इसके बाद अगर कोई 6 आएगा, there is no point of forming a subarray, right? Because I can form a subarray from here because I have to take longest subarray. So before inserting this, I will check, hey, can you find any prefix sum as a 6 before? It will say, hey, yes, there is a 6 here whose index is 0. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Current index is 6 and prefix sum 6 is at 0. So what is your subarray length? Can you tell me what is your subarray length whose subarray sum is 0? Whose last index is this? It's obvious. From here till here, if its index is I and this index is j, so I would say j minus I. That is 6 minus 0. That is 6. Notice 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 elements. Now I won't insert this element into map because 6 is already present. I have in my answer variable I have stored 6 is my current maximum. I will move to next element. Now here comes 8. 8 is already in this prefix sum at index 1. So can you tell me what is a subarray which is having subarray sum as 0? Whose last index is this? Can you guys tell me? It's obvious. From here till here. Current index is 7, and so you will say there's two things. One thing is कि जहाँ से start हो रहा है, सवेरे start from here. So you can say j minus start plus 1. और if I say, या फिर मैं ये I वाला माइनस करता हूँ, I can minus this index. So j minus this I. So its index is 8. So j minus 8. So 7 minus, sorry, j minus 1. So 7 minus 1, that is equal to 6. Previous answer 6, current length is also 6. So answer is maximum again, 6 thing only. Let's go to next element. I want to insert this 8. Now let's go to next element. This element is 6. So can you tell me what is a subarray that you will choose to have a subarray sum 0 with the ending index 6? You guys tell me what would be the longest subarray that you would choose? It's obvious. यहाँ से from here till here. And how would you do? इसका इंडेक्स 8 है, सो 8 माइनस स्टार्टिंग वाला 6 का इंडेक्स, सो 8 माइनस 0 इज इक्वल टू 8. करंट लेंथ इज 8 एंड आंसर वाज 6. एवरी टाइम यू विल पिक द मैक्सिमम लेंथ, सो योर आंसर विल बी नाउ 8. आई होप अप्रोच इज क्लियर. अप्रोच सबको समझ में आ गया? एनीवन हैविंग एनी डाउट्स इन दिस अप्रोच? एनीवन हैविंग एनी डाउट्स इन दिस अप्रोच? बताओ, किसी को भी डाउट इस अप्रोच में? जशकरण, सलवा, बृंदा, तनिषा. आई गेस जशकरण तुम्हें समझ में आ गया होगा वाई यू शुड नॉट टेक नेगेटिव एलिमेंट्स. हाँ, व्हाट अबाउट यू गाइस? तनिषा, बृंदा, सलवा, clear, right? Okay, now let me code it. First thing is we have to make a prefix sum, and it's a very important problem. So, right, make sure you do it by your also. And mem set prefix sum 0 size of prefix. So I'm forming a prefix sum. Prefix sum I've taught already, so I won't be repeating it. But yeah, you can ask me. You can stop me in between if you are having any doubts. Okay, I formed the prefix sum. Now I'm having a map which will be storing first index of each prefix sum, right? So for int I is equal to 0, I less than n, I plus plus, I will go to each element, okay, and I have to store. So my map will be prefix sum, comma, index I. So key will be that sum, prefix sum at that index, and value will be that index. Okay. So if mp dot find prefix of I not equals to mp dot end, or equals to mp dot end, it means that अगर वो prefix sum नहीं है, अगर वो prefix sum map के अंदर नहीं है, it means that I am inserting it for my first time. So I would insert it. So mp of prefix of I equals to I. Else, suppose 6 is already in the map, and your current index is I and their prefix sum is 6. Like तुम अभी इधर हो, you are having a prefix sum 6 and 6 is already in the map. So what you will do? You will have an answer variable. Initially answer is equal to 0. So length will be int length is equal to current index minus mp of prefix sum of I. That is, जो 6 मैप में stored है उसका वैल्यू क्या है, मीन्स व्हाट इज इंडेक्स ऑफ दैट? इंडेक्स इज mp of that value. So mp of 6 will give you 0, and current index is 6. So 6 minus 0, that is 6. Oh, a lot of 6. Answer is equal to max of answer comma length. I picked up my maximum answer. That's it. And in the end, you will return answer. But this code is wrong. We cannot still pass the 100 cases, 100% cases. Can anyone point me what is wrong here? Can anyone point me what is wrong here? इसमें भी एक गलती है. I have done it with my logic. The logic which I explained you is the same code, no difference. Uh, okay. Hmm. Okay. Let me give you example. Let's take example of this. 10, 9, 0, 6, 5. What would be according to our logic? 0. Because first you will insert 10 comma 0, 9 comma 1, 0 comma. Oh my bad. Let's say these are prefix sum. Okay. No. Let's say this is array. Let's say this is array. And you form a prefix sum of it. You are having prefix sum 10, 19. Okay. My bad. My bad. Let's take a different example. Let's take example of 0, 1, 3, 5, 8. Let's say this is your array. You will form a prefix sum of it. It will be 0, 1, 4, 9, 17. Now, according to our logic, we'll go to each element, and if it is not present in the map, we'll insert it. So we'll insert 0, comma 0, 1, comma 1, 4, comma 2, 9, comma 3, 17, comma 4. There were no repeating elements. There were no repeating frequency. But still, I have a subarray length of 1 whose subarray sum is 0. Did you got my point? So what is wrong here? Wrong is we have missed this edge case. So while iterating only, I will figure out that case. If array of I equals to 0, answer is equal to max of answer comma 1. My max and answer will be always present. But let's say there is no element, there is no prefix sum repeating, or let's say we are not able to form any subarray sum when 0. But element can be 0, right? One individual element can be 0. So for that I have written, if any element is 0, it can also contribute. Answer equals, if array of I equals to 0, my answer is equal to, okay, this thing only. But, 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 we are still wrong. I guess we are still wrong. What do you think, guys? सही है गलत है हम लोग? क्या लगता है तुम लोग को? बताओ. What do you think? Exactly, exactly. Another edge case. Let's say, let's say I'm drawing a prefix sum. I'm not drawing an array. I'm drawing a prefix sum. Okay. 10, 9, 17, 12, 0, 15, 13. If you see, this is a prefix sum. Okay. This is not an array. If you see, here prefix sum, no element is repeating. So according to our logic will fail. And similarly, we will not get any element whose value is 0 for this example, I'm sure. But still, we are having a subarray whose sum is 0. That is from 0 till this element. Did you got my point? So from 0 to 4 index in my original array, this is my original array, okay, and I've drawn a prefix sum of it. So from 0 index to 4 index, I'm having a prefix sum of 0. It means that if I choose this subarray sum is going to be 0. Did you got my point now? One more edge case. If prefix of I equals to 0, can you tell me what is the length here? Exactly. Answer is equal to max of answer comma I plus 1. Clear? Is it clear? Kya? Let's compile and run it, and let's try to say it whether we are correct or not. Int I prefix, okay, मैंने perf लिख दिया, okay. It should be prefix, okay. Again compile and run. Okay, case one correct. Someone is joining our class. Shrutika, right. I guess you missed this problem. But take care, we will catch up. ठीक है. See, it's past. थोड़ा सा edge case miss करते हैं हम लोग. Let's see GFG has a strong cases or not. If I miss this edge case, will it pass क्या? It's still past. Can you tell me why it is past? What do you think? Is it correct or not? It is correct. It is still correct. You guys think? ठीक है. ये फिर भी सही है. Like, if I remove this, okay, because that zero case is handled here. Okay. So let's try to move to second problem. So second problem is longest subarray with target sum, and I won't be explaining it, but I would be giving you some time so that you guys can think of it. Okay. Before moving on to this problem, I want to ask you: are you guys having any problem in previous problem? Any doubts in previous problem? This one. Any doubts in this? Because this is very important problem, right? It will be asked in the interviews. I'm sure about that. If any problem has to come from hashing, this will be sure problem, right? It will be sure your first problem. Okay, okay, or this one. Both are same only. Let me put into the chat. Okay, I'm putting into the sheet. Okay, I will be writing some hints here. Hints, prefix some. Okay. Meanwhile, you guys can try another problem, right? And time is 10:05. We will start at 10:08 or 10:09. But this time I won't be discussing. I won't be coding. I would be discussing. That's it. I will be solving it verbally. Right. I won't be coding it. So, okay, sorry, my bad, my bad. We are going to discuss it, okay? We are going to solve it because it is not that easy. But yeah, it's a similar one only, right? Okay. Anyone having any ideas for this problem? Okay, how you will solve or how will you approach? Any ideas? Mhm. Exactly. Hmm. 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 Got it. But you have to calculate number of subarrays, not the length of subarray. Number of subarray with the subarray sum equals to k. I hope you guys have misunderstood the problem statement. Total number of subarrays whose sum is equals to k. Okay. Mm-hmm. Uh, how you are updating indexes? Yes, are you going to maintain two maps? Exactly. हाँ मिलेगा ठीक है. Okay. I think I got a point, but yeah, means you are having some idea of it, but you are not having a complete solution, right? Something like that. Okay. Anyone having any other ideas? Anyone? Anusha Brinda? Salva, what about you guys? It's totally inspired from previous problem only, right? Okay. So I would be explaining number of subarrays whose sum is zero. But after that, I want you guys to have this problem solved by your own. Okay. Okay. And let's try to solve this problem. Let's try to solve number of subarrays whose sum is zero. Okay. Now this time I'm directly writing prefix sum. I'm not going to write array and then create prefix sum. I'm directly writing prefix sum, right? So if suppose prefix sum of any array is something like this. It's 1, 3, 5, 0, and let's say 3, 2, 5, 6, 0, 5. Now I want to know how many subarrays are there whose subarray sum equals to 0. That is my requirement. That is my ask. How would I do? From the picture, it is very clear कि this is one of the array. Okay, this is one of the array because okay, this is one of the array. Okay, this is one of the array. Okay, this is one of the array. Okay, even this is one of the array. Okay, and even this is one of the array. So these are the number of subarrays whose prefix sum is or whose subarray sum is 0. Is it clear? Anyone having any other subarrays whose sum is 0? Or anyone having any doubts ki why this or why that array? See, why this? Because prefix sum is 0. So total subarray, total prefix subarray is subarray sum 0. Same goes with this. Same goes with this one, this orange one. Now, here subarray sum is 0. Here subarray sum is 0. It means that in between also subarray sum is 0. So from here till here, this was the case. Same goes with this. Here subarray sum, here prefix sum is 5. Here prefix sum is 5. So this one. Similarly, here prefix sum is 5. Here prefix sum is 5. So this one. Here prefix sum is 5. Here prefix sum is 5. So this one. Okay. Now let's take cases by cases. Let's take cases by cases. Okay. Let me try to approach it in a different way. Okay. Hmm. How many fives we have? How many fives we have? How many prefix sum as a fives we have? We are having three prefix sums, right? Three prefix sum as a five. Okay. If you notice, if I choose any two five, I can form a subarray with zero. Let me pick this two five. Okay. Let me pick this two five. Then I can form a subarray from here till here, whose subarray is zero. Are you getting my point? Let me choose another set of five. Let me choose this five and this five. Then I can form this subarray whose subarray is zero. Okay. Let me choose any other set of five. Let me choose this and this five. I can form this subarray whose subarray is zero. Are you getting my point? So how many fives we are having? We are having three fives. To form a subarray as zero, I want to have a starting five and I want to have an ending five. So that from this between point is having a subarray as zero. अभी हमने सीखा था पहले ही. If here prefix sum is 5 and here prefix sum is 5, it means that between wala sum is 0. So to have a sum 0, you should have at least two fives. If you choose any 5, you can form a between number whose sum is 0. Is it clear क्या? जो मैंने अभी स्टेटमेंट बोला कि तुम कोई भी तो पांच पकड़ लो. सपोज मैंने ये वाला पांच और ये वाला पांच पकड़ लिया, देन आई कैन पिक अ सबैर सम. इसके बाद से मैं एक सबैर सम स्टार्ट करूंगा टिल दैट लास्ट वन. उसका सबैर सम 0 ही आने वाला है. सो आर यू गेटिंग माय पॉइंट? यू गाइस, आर यू गेटिंग माय पॉइंट? ये बताओ मुझे. तुम लोग को मेरा पॉइंट समझ में आ रहा है मैं क्या बोलने का कर रहा हूँ? So you were having three fives. To form a Savary sum with zero, you have to choose any two five. So do you remember maths thing? Maths पढ़ा था 9th 10th में, sorry 11th 12th में. Some permutation. You are having suppose n fives, and you have to tell number of ways to choose any two five. So what you will do? Do you remember anything? N C2. Do you guys remember this thing? N choose two, N choose three, N C2. अच्छा नहीं समझ में आ रहा है क्या? किस किस को समझ में नहीं आ रहा? How many of you are not able to understand? ये बताओ मुझे. Salva, what about you? Are you able to understand? पूछ सकते हो, राइट? सेम गोज जशकर एंड वृंदा. व्हाट अबाउट यू गाइस? आर यू एबल टू अंडरस्टैंड? जशकरण, वृंदा, सब हवा से आ रहा है क्या? हवा में जा रहा है क्या सब कुछ? ठीक है, सब हवा में जा रहा है. ओके, ठीक है. ओके, लेट मी रिपीट माई सेल्फ. फर्स्ट थिंग फर्स्ट, मैंने ये प्रीफिक्स सम बनाया है. ठीक है, इट्स नॉट माई एरे. यू टू अंडरस्टैंड दैट. तुम लोग को पिछला वाला साल समझ में आ गया था, राइट? सबको आ गया था, राइट? सलवा तुम्हें पिछला साल समझ में आ गया था ना मेरा अप्रोच? अच्छा, अब तुम माइक ऑन रखना, मेरे सवालों का जवाब देना. ठीक है, जो जो पूछूंगा. सपोज यहाँ पे 5 है, प्रीफिक्स सम यहाँ पे 5 है, और यहाँ पे प्रीफिक्स सम 5 है. सो व्हाट विल बी सबैरिसम ऑफ दिस? बताओ मुझे. आर यू श्योर अबाउट दिस? यहाँ पे प्रीफिक्स सम 5 है और यहाँ पे प्रीफिक्स सम 5 है. तो मैं तुमसे पूछ रहा हूँ, ये बीच का प्रीफिक्स सम कितना, बीच का सबैरिसम कितना है? अगर बीच का सबैरिसम 5 होता, 0 एग्जैक्टली. ओके, लेट मी आस्क यू अनदर क्वेश्चन. लेट्स से यहाँ का सबैरिसम 5 है और यहाँ का भी सबैरिसम 5 है. सो व्हाट इज द सबैरिसम इन बिटवीन? 0, राइट? सेम गोज विद दिस, 0. सो इफ यू नोटिस, तुम कोई भी दो पांच पकड़ लो. इफ आई चूज दिस 5 एंड दिस 5, अगर मैंने ये पांच और ये पांच पकड़ लिया, इफ आई चूज दिस 5 एंड दिस 5, लेट मी रिमूव अदर स्टफ. इसको उनको डिस्टर्ब नहीं होनी चाहिए। अगर मैंने ये 5 और ये 5 पकड़ लिया, then it's pretty evident my subarrhythm from next to this 5 till that 5 is 0, क्योंकि भाई अगर यहाँ का प्रीफिक्स 5 है और यहाँ का भी प्रीफिक्स 5 है, मतलब बीच का subarrhythm 0 है। So to have a subarrhythm 0, you have to pick any 5. Do you want the point? You have to pick any 2 5s, तो उनके बीच का subarrhythm 0 आ जाएगा। ये समझ में आया अभी जब मैंने अभी स्टेटमेंट बोला या फिर इसमें बोला? ठीक है। सो तुम्हें subarrhythm 0 बनाने के लिए हाउ मेनी 5 यू हैव टू पिक? एनी टू 5, राइट ना? कोई भी तो 5 पकड़ लो। ओके, हाउ मेनी 5 यू हैव? हाउ मेनी प्रीफिक्स 5 यू हैव? 3। तुम्हारे पास 3 balls हैं, लेट्स से, and you have to pick any 2 balls. So how many ways are there to pick any 2 balls? ये पढ़ा था राइट 11th 12th में, कॉम्बिनेशन NC2 और 3C2, that is 3 into 2 by 2, that is n into n minus 1 by 2, so that is 3. There are 3 ways. Let me show you how. इधर भी आपको 3 ways मिलेंगे. So one is this one is this one is this one. देखा 3 ways है. You cannot find any other way to have a subarrhythm as 0. I am talking about 5. Okay. Can you check how many 3s we are having here? 2 3s. So can you tell me how many subarrhythm we are going to have because of 3? How many subarrhythm as a 0 we are going to have because of 3? Can you tell me, Brinda? Can you tell me, Salma? तुम लोग बताओ कितने 3 है? 2 3 है। मैं कोई भी, so how many ways? 2C2, that is 2 into 1 by 2, that is 1. देखो भाई 1 ही था। If you start a subarrhythm from here till here, एक ही तो है जिसका subarrhythm 0 है। This is for this case. If your prefix sum is 3. अब समझ में आया? अभी समझ में आया जो मैं समझा रहा हूँ? बट यहाँ पे ट्विस्ट है, जिसका कैच है, कैच इज हाउ मेनी जीरोस वी आर हैविंग? कैन यू टेल मी हाउ मेनी जीरोस वी आर हैविंग? हाउ मेनी प्रीफिक्स सम एज अ जीरो वी आर हैविंग? बताओ कितने हैं? सो अकॉर्डिंग टू फॉर्मूला NC2 2 into 2 2 into 1 by 2, that is 1, that is this one, right? बट नहीं भाई, सिर्फ ये नहीं है, we are having this also, we are having this also, right? है ना? So for 0 such a different case. For 0, NC2 plus N. क्यों N? क्योंकि whole subarrhythm, whole prefix sum is also 0. समझ में आया? ये मैंने N क्यों किया? 2C2 plus 2 क्यों किया? क्योंकि अपने पास 2 zeros थे. So this one and this one, ये दोनों exceptions थे. Suppose we are having one more 0, so this one also. समझ में आया चीज? अभी इस जीरोस के लिए हमने प्लस n क्यों किया? प्लस यहाँ पे प्लस 2 था, प्लस 2 क्यों किया? ये चीज समझ में आया अभी? 0 के लिए? ओके ग्रेट, ठीक है. शुड यू कोड इट क्या? लेट मी कोड इट एंड देन वी कैन डिस्कस वन मोर प्रॉब्लम, राइट? ओके, लेट मी कोड इट. सो तुम लोग मुझे हेल्प करोगे? सो व्हाट इज आवर मोटिव? सो तुम लोग बताओ, व्हाट शुड वी डू? हाउ डू वी इम्प्लीमेंट इट? तुम लोग बताओ कैसे करें इम्प्लीमेंट इसको? लॉजिक हमें क्लियर है कि वी वांट टू कैलकुलेट नंबर ऑफ prefix sums of that value, and our answer is NC2 NC2. हमने निकाल लिया 3 कितने हैं? 2 हैं. 5 कितने हैं? 3 हैं. 6 कितने हैं? रेट से 4 हैं. We have calculated. So because of 3 how many we are having? 2C2. Because of 5 how many we are having? 3C2. Because of 6 how many we are having? 4C2. इन सब का एड ऑन करेंगे, दैट इज आवर आंसर. ठीक है, ये हम लोग को क्लियर हो गया. सो व्हाट शुड वी यूज? व्हाट शुड वी, कैन यू टेल मी हाउ शुड वी इम्प्लीमेंट इट? बताओ कैसे इम्प्लीमेंट करें इसको? बोलो. एक प्रीफिक्स सम बनाएंगे, देन वी आर गोइंग टू फॉर्म अ मैप व्हिच विल कैलकुलेट फ्रीक्वेंसी ऑफ दैट प्रीफिक्स सम, एंड आफ्टर दैट उस मैप का एडिट करेंगे. सो 2C2 3C2 4C2 बेसिकली जो वैल्यू है उनका C2 करके ऐड करते रहेंगे। समझ में आया? इट माइट बी टफ फॉर यू बट ठीक है, ये पूछा जाने वाला सवाल है, ठीक है। लेट्स फर्स्ट फॉर्म अ प्रीफिक्सम। माय बैड, लेट मी, ओके ओके माय बैड यार। Uh, ये तो जीरो नहीं है, एक है नंबर ऑफ सबेरे विद सम जीरो। ओके, कैन आई फाइंड इट ऑन लीड कोड? क्या सबेरे विद सम जीरो? My bad. So we cannot find any problem, I guess. GFG practice. Huh. Finally we found finally we found one problem. Same thing. You are given an array, find total count of sub-arrays with sum equals to zero. So this is the problem which I'm talking about. Hint prefix sum plus counting plus maps. ठीक है, जो मैंने बोला वही इम्प्लीमेंट करेंगे। एंड आई गेस आई हैव इम्प्लीमेंटेड इट ऑलरेडी। प्रीफिक्स सम मैंने इम्प्लीमेंट कर रखा है। एंड सेम गोज विद दिस। लेट मी कॉपी इट, भाई कॉपी करो उसको। Let me paste it, and I'm going to have a map int comma int np which will calculate frequency. Let me name it as a frequency. For int I is equal to 0, I less than n, I plus plus. Frequency of prefix sum of I plus plus. Okay, हाँ, int answer is equal to 0. Okay, but हमारा एक edge case था। Edge case was कि for prefix sum is 0, we are having nc2 plus n. Okay, so let's iterate on this map. As I taught you already in previous class, we can iterate in this map. Similarly, I've taught you how to iterate in Java. So here, v dot first will be key, and v dot second will be value. And here, key is prefix sum, value is frequency of that. So nc2 करना है, frequency का c2 करना है. So current contribution, let me name it, is equal to v dot second into v dot second minus 1, ये कर दिया, इसका ओवरऑल बाई 2. ओके, एंड इफ एक एज केस लिखा कि इफ वी डॉट फर्स्ट इक्वल्स टू 0, देन nc2 प्लस n करंट कंट्रीब्यूशन प्लस इक्वल्स टू v dot second, and answer plus is equal to current contribution, and in the end return current and return answer. Oh my bad, in the end return answer. Okay, let me run it. I don't think I'm going to have any errors. Yeah, I was expecting this. It should be frequency here. Okay, for this we are incorrect. Let me submit it. Uh, Passed. Great. Now let's come with this problem. I guess this problem is clear, right? Everyone, सबको solution code समझ में आया? Everyone is able to understand the solution approach. हाँ ना? किसी को कोई भी doubt है? Anyone having any doubts? Anything you can ask me now, because this is very important problem, right? This is VVIP. Okay? किसी को कुछ भी समझ में नहीं आया तो पूछ सकते हैं. I will repeat myself. हाँ, number of sub-arrays return करें, right? Basically, I got your point. कि तुम्हें sub-arrays return करें, right? Then how will you do? Then that's it. Okay. I guess तुम्हें ये चीज़ समझ में आया. Then it is going to be very not that tough. Implementation wise थोड़ा सा बड़ा हो जाएगा. Now this time you are going to have a map. Same thing. तुम्हारे पास map होने वाला है, and you are going to have a prefix sum here, and you are going to have a vector or array or list, anything in Java. This will store all the indexes where prefix sum is this. Suppose index 1, index 5, index 6, index 9 पे prefix sum let's say 5 है. So you have, so तुम्हें यहाँ पे हर एक, तुम्हें यहाँ पे रिकर्शन लगाना पड़ेगा, राइट. सो देर आर 2 to the power 4 केसेस. 1 5 चूज कर सकते हो, 1 6, सॉरी, देर आर n into n-1 केसेस जो तुम चूज कर सकते हो. डिड यू गॉट माय पॉइंट? कैसे करोगे? हाँ, एग्जैक्टली. सबसेट्स नहीं, सब एरेस यू कैन से. लाइक यू हैव टू पिक एनी टू इंडेक्सेस. तुमने 1 और 6 पुट कर लिया. सो 2 एलिमेंट एट 2 3 4 5 6 विल बी पार्ट ऑफ योर ओरिजिनल वेक्टर. समझ में आ गया, राइट? Now let's move into another problem, जो कि which was our target. Okay, uh, let's go to this problem. This problem is exact the same variation but with a twist. Now the twist is, now we don't want to calculate number of subarrays with some zero. We want to calculate number of subarrays with some as a given target, that is k. Now what we will do? Let me ask you. It's very pretty simple. Yeah, it's not that tough. It might feel tough to you, but yeah, let me tell you how you. Okay, let me draw prefix sum again. Okay. Suppose you are having a prefix sum. Okay, got it. Let's say let me draw prefix sum as uh, mhm, okay, okay, fine. Let's say my target is 2. Okay. Can I find any other total? 1 minute, guys. 1 minute. Let me have my target as 6. So if my target is 6, so 21. And if my target is 6, so I will have a 9 here, 14 here. Okay. No, 6, 11 here. Okay. Let's say my target is 6. I want to calculate number of subarrays whose target is whose subarray sum is given target number, that is let's say 6 here. And let's say I've drawn prefix sum of it. Okay. So think of this as an example and try to think of an approach. Time is it's 31, I guess. Okay, let's think for 1 or 2 minutes. We will stop at 33 thinking and then we will continue tomorrow. Okay. Think for 2 minutes. How will you approach? कैसे करोगे? Let me give you an. देखो, here Savarez sum is 11. So here prefix sum is 11. Here prefix sum is 5. It means that this element was 6. Here prefix sum is 6. Here prefix sum is 12. It means that in between you are having Savarez sum is 6. Here prefix sum is 15. Here prefix sum is 21. It means that in between you are having a Savarez sum as a 6. I hope this is clear. थोड़ा try to investigate. कैसे पता करें? Try to investigate. Okay. 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 Got it. Got it. Got it. Not that thing. Not that thing. समझा तो नहीं क्या करने का. You're somewhat correct. You're not totally correct. Okay. Let's say you're having 215. Okay. And you're having 221. Let's say three. Let's say 321s. Okay. Then can you tell me what is the contribution because of 15 and 21? How many contribution we are having? 15 एक्सेस करता है. Okay. There's a catch here. There's a catch here. Let's say 15 is already here. Let's say 15 is also here. Okay? Nothing. 15 is here. अब सोचो. I guess here your logic will fail. तुम करने वाले थे फ्रीक्वेंसी ऑफ 15 इंटू फ्रीक्वेंसी ऑफ 21. राइट, तुम्हें करने वाले थे. राइट, 3 है. ओके. हाँ हाँ, 3 है. ठीक है. ओके, आई गॉट इट. नाउ योर टर्न. नाउ you're going to. ठीक है. So hint for this problem, I want you guys to try it on your own. Hint is कि भाई now this 15 cannot contribute to this 21. Okay, just I want to give you one hint. This 15 cannot contribute to this 21. So think in that way कि how many 15s we are having before 21. ठीक है, अभी थोड़ा सोचो इसके ऊपर. We are going to continue with this problem tomorrow's class. Hope so. Yeah. Now let's end this class. I hope you enjoyed the class. Right? It was pretty awesome.